continue with code session, onboarding to Cabify with number verification. For this, it's a pleasure to have Laura Lacarra, Head of Developer Relation, Open Gateway at Telefónica Innovación Digital, and Pablo Villot, Principal Software Engineer at Cabify. Welcome, Laura and Pablo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hey, how are you? This is the last session. Thank you for coming and to be patient. I promise not to let you down because, well, I'm Laura Lacarra. I'm Head of Developer Relation at Telefónica Innovación. At Telefónica Innovación, we do a lot of things. We innovate, we try to create, and we try to do new things to everything, okay? So we are involved in Open Gateway, as you hear all this conference. And now I'm here with Pablo Villot. Pablo Villot is connecting, and he's Principal Software at Cabify. Pablo, what's Cabify? What do you do in Cabify?
I'm a Principal Software Engineer at Cabify. I work in the platform team. So I mainly develop global services so other areas can focus on the business value. For those who don't know, Cabify is a mobility company. It was created in Spain, but it works in several countries in Latin America. With mobility, I mean ride-hailing, logistics, deliveries, so moving people and things from one place to another.
Yes. Who knows what's Cabify here? Yeah, I told you. Let's see and start with this. We are going to talk about the onboarding of Cabify. The onboarding is when you register to the app. I heard you because he's from Galicia and I'm from Zaragoza. You are missing, if this will be in Spanish, you're missing a lot of accent talk you're missing, but in English it will be okay. So that's what we are going to show. Firstly, you want to see a video, and then we go inside the code. What we do, it's on the left side, it will be how is the experience right now. On the right side, it's how it's going to be. Because this is the alpha. This is the first time that you are going to see this functionality. So please be aware, because this is the onboarding by mobile phone, okay? So if you click on this, you see that there are more things to do the onboarding. You access with your mobile phone, and then look, here it gets the SMS, and here, you miss it. It just validates directly to the network with the number verify API. So then, look, it finished in 17 seconds. And then this one, it keeps doing. So I didn't put the GIF, but I do it like the
More
GIF
or less
moment.
10 seconds less.
This is the GIF. And look, Pablo, because all these people here are developers, they have their own website, their apps. If they want to do in their own apps, what they should do? Just tell us
Okay.
what they have to do on their code.
Okay. So.
Yeah, we have to put out the video. That's okay. And this is
Sorry.
coding time.
I'm going back. So how did we do it? Let me show you how it looks currently in our alpha. It will be in production soon, but currently it's in testing environments. So now you can see my phone. You can see here the Cabify Alpha. We try to sign up using our mobile phone. We input the mobile phone. And just without receiving any OTP nor nothing, the mobile phone is automatically verified. So we are sure that the mobile phone, the user input is the correct one. How is this implemented?
This is a real demo.
Well,
Good.
I think you are not watching it correctly. Let me fix it.
Oh, this is the schema for the
So,
authentication, yes.
to bring this to life, there are several components that are participating. First is the front end, which is the mobile app. Then there's the backend, which is really two services. Is the backend for front end for this front end, and a core identity verifier service, which is a global service we use to provide user attribute verifying capabilities to other areas in Cabify. This means verifying your phone number, your email, and so on. There is also the backend providers, which in our case is Vonage, and the mobile operators participating. In this demo, the mobile phone was connected to Telefónica network, and I will explain in code how this works. We'll come to this diagram later.
That's because you try with a phone number from Telefónica, but it works for all the networks in Spain. It works to the rest of them.
Second.
Wow. That's a good password.
Joder. Well, let me go back to the presentation and this. A ver.
So you're going to show this is the code?
So I will
Hello.
hide. I can.
Just keep
Well,
it.
what
It's in
do we
Go.
want to do? We want to verify a phone number. To do this, we only need to make an API call, which is shown in this function, verify number. For this, the only information we need is the phone number, and what we are going to receive is if it's verified or not. To do this, we also need an access token, which I will show how we can get before we come to this function. So we will go from the back to the beginning. To get this access token, we have to make a prior request to do an exchange of an authentication code for this access token. This, as you may know, is a part of the OAuth authorization code verification flow. And for this, we need to input a Vonage GWT token, a redirect URI, and the authorization code. How do we get these values? Well, when you create an application in Vonage, when you declare you want to use number verification API, you get an application ID, a private key, and a public key. You also set a number verification redirect URI. For this, with the private key and the application ID, you can create your own GWT token. It can create it by code, but for testing practice, it's more comfortable to just create using this page Vonage provides. So, as you could see, we also set the redirect URI that in this step of the flow is only used for verification. There's not really any redirections at this step. So the only missing thing, because this function returns the access token we needed for the next function, is the authorization code. How do we get this authorization code? Well, first, you have to call the network enablement API. As you can see, the parameters are the JWT token we just explained, a phone number, and a state. The state is just a random string that serves as a correlator. If we see what this function returns is a structure which has an auth URL. It's not exactly the authentication code we want, but this is kind of where the magic is. So I will show you now some screenshots of the request response flow between the mobile application and the backend for frontend, which it interacts with. This is the first call. This is when you input the phone number, the mobile application talks to the BFF, setting the phone number and return and the country code. This, in its end, calls the core identity verifier and the network enablement function we already showed, returning an auth URL with all the parameters you need to call that function. The magic here is in the next step. The phone application must perform a get to this URL without knowing anything else, but it has to comply with two conditions. The client must allow redirections, and the get must be performed on the network connection, on the carrier network connection. It cannot be performed over Wi-Fi or any other connections. How do we ensure this? Well, it's really easy for us because Vonage, our provider, already provides SDKs for both iOS and Android that provide this capability out of the box. So we didn't have to do any special development to enforce that this get is done through the carrier network. This is for Android, this is for iOS. So for this demo, we just shown, this is real code, we just import the client and use it. You can see here the BG cellular request client is the client for iOS. The Android one is quite similar. And we configure it for 10 redirections. You don't need to do anything else. Just a get to the URL you receive, and what happens then? We can see there's a call which redirects, and where does it redirect to? To our own backend. It's the redirect URI we configured when we declared the application at Vonage that I showed you previously. What is the magic here? It includes a code, which many of you will be guessing is the authorization code, and a state that matches the one you provided at the beginning. So you have a correlator of which call is coming to your callback from the beginning. So let's go back to the flow and now work it from the beginning. The mobile application wants to verify a phone number. We call network enablement. This function both validates if the phone number supports number verification and returns the auth URL. We just do a get to this auth URL through the network connectivity. There's some redirection. We end up in our backend, but with the authorization code, which was the data we were missing. With this, we change the auth code for the asterisk token and just call the verify API with the phone number. So to verify a phone number, you have to do one simple call to an API. You have to secure this connection before. OK, so what did we learn coding this? Really, there are only simple API endpoints exposed as Open API. So the provider already gave us the JSONs and the JSONs in which we could auto-generate our clients. The magic here, as I mentioned, is in the get with the redirection, enforcing that connection being through the network API, through the network connectivity. And in this case, our provider also helped us with the SDKs for both iOS and Android. There is also a sandbox model that facilitates testing. This means in Vonage it's called Playground, but it works the same. It means that when you are testing, even numbers all are verified and odd numbers all are not verified. So you can test both cases quite easily. As I mentioned, this API requires connectivity to the network data, and not always, not all the time, every user has this connectivity. So our recommendation is to implement fallbacks. We just implemented a fallback, calling OTP in case there is not network connectivity. For example, our provider already provides more abstracted APIs which do the fallback for you. So there are different options.
And I would say that it didn't take so much time to do this. So this is also
No, just mainly a couple of weeks, more or less. So what does Cabify gain with this? Well, improved security, as the trick here with the GET and the data connectivity to the mobile operator ensures that that data cannot be forged. So you know for sure that a phone number is true. You also avoid users inputting wrong numbers and sending OTPs to random people. It also provides a better user experience because in many flows where you want to change the phone number or validate the phone number, you can skip a step. And this can also be turned into money because every funnel the user has to perform several steps. If you remove one step, more users are going to get to the end. For example, in this case, we throw some numbers and we expect 7.67%, so 7.5% of sign-up completion increase from the previous model. So that's quite a good increase.
That's a good number. So thank you, Pablo, because you saw your code that it's impressed. Thank you so much. This is the idea to improve onboarding, login for any app. I hope you enjoyed this experience because we tried to other customs and they really like the conversion and what the experience of the users they live. This is a QR that you can scan it with our documentation, because if you want to try this, you just follow the documentation. We have videos to start it. There are more APIs, not only number verification. We have device location that verifies the location of a phone. It verifies also what we have. If a phone is in roaming, it will verify, for example, some of insights of the network, even for know your customer. There are more APIs, so just scan this and let's try it for free. This is not only Telefónica. We are just here in all the talks. This is a global initiative. This works also for Orange, Vodafone. And if you want to go with the next level, you can try it for free with Movistar. But if you want to go to the next level, just follow Pablo's steps and go to Bonnet and try it. Because it works for all the telcos. And then you start in production as you are going to be. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this talk. Maybe we have some time for questions, or maybe we don't. And everybody wants to know the prizes of the hackathon, the winners of the hackathon. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pablo.